Amy, it's so good to see you again.
Oh, Scott, it's really nice to see you again, too.
Well, I know that you and I have been meeting off and on for many years, and was so proud and so excited when you told me about how well you're doing.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, every day it is another reason to be proud of the work I've accomplished, which I never would have done without you guys.
Well, we know that everything that is important about Quest is built on the community that we have here, and that what I really love about your story is that you've now come full circle, where you began, where you needed the help of the community, and now you are one of our major donors, and you are helping us to build more community.
Thank you. That's so sweet.
And that is
so
the
nice
basis of Quest, is community building and health through community. And so I know that you understand that. And so I hear you're getting married, and that's fantastic.
I know. I'm super excited.
How long you guys have been together?
About 6 years now.
6 years. Fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
And so our last conversation on the phone, you were talking about you and Steve were looking to redo your wills for your upcoming marriage. And so I wanted to present you with some information about some of the Quest materials, the program that we have here. I know that you had told me that that it's something that you wanted to think of long term. So I put together a small packet here, which includes some information on potentially Bequest. And now, we're a small organization, so what we would do is we would reach out with an independent attorney that works with us and does some pro bono work for us that would ensure that we would have the appropriate materials. And what I wanted to talk to you about today was not so much about the technical aspects of it, but that, just sort of get your comfort level around how you're feeling about making that kind of gift after a relatively short period of time with us in terms of life. And so and do you have any sort of thoughts on?
I really appreciate you coming to me like this. We have, as you mentioned, we have been talking about the changes that we'll be making in our future planning now that we're getting married. But I think more importantly, we've been donors, and I've been a personal donor here basically since the time I was able to start donating.
Right.
And our gifts have gotten larger every year, and I've wanted to continue that. But what you're giving me is really an option to make a meaningful gift, maybe in a capacity that I can't currently do. So actually, I really am glad that you're coming to me with this. So thank you.
And so Lucia and I were talking, and really what I think what's important about, and maybe to give you some context around this, for us as a small organization, this type of bequest would be something really meaningful.
Yeah.
And so I think that what we would want to talk about moving forward is how can we make it meaningful for you as well?
Right.
And how, and what sort of areas, because I think, I know both you and Steve are really committed to the recovery community, and so I want to be able to put on sort of the table of how we can really sort of expand our finding and sustaining recovery based on such a type of things, and then really be able to leverage that type of gift for further gifts and to really begin to significantly increase our donor base specifically for the recovery program.
That would be great. I mean, you know how much of an impact it had on me. I wouldn't be here without it.
Right.
So I think that'd be a wonderful direction for my investment to serve. But I also would be interested in serving the organization as a whole, and I do recognize that it's not always possible to go in one direction. Could I do like two amounts, like one that was just for the recovery program and one that was for sort of general fund use? Or?
Absolutely. It wouldn't have to be two different gifts, but we could certainly just direct it in different directions as necessary.
Oh, that'd be great.
That would be done. And so what I think would happen next is I'd love to meet with you and Steve after you've had a chance to sort of visit with your financial planners, because that's sort of the first step for you guys to sort of understand that. And we can certainly be there, and we can also have our financial advisors have a conversation with yours to be able to better sort of equip that. Because I know the language can be tricky, and I know that, but so we will definitely make sure that we have as much support there as you'll need.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. And I will talk to Steve about this. I know he would be very, I don't know if it's something he's thought about, but I know he'd be open to the idea, especially since he and I met here and have our roots here as a couple in your community recovery program. Right. So I can see that he might want to help continue that legacy.
Right.
Because we might have been gone far sooner than we would be now, if we hadn't gotten involved. So.
Right. I think that one of the further things that I'd like to discuss with you is how we can sort of utilize this publicly as well.
Oh, okay.
To be able to really, I guess, also help with alumni and other people who have reached your level of success. To be able to bring them in and to really, really make your gift something that is immediately, helps us immediately and in the future.
Okay, that's not something I'd thought about, but I never argue with. Maybe we could find a way to help recognize my business.
Yes. And the work that you do there, and how you support people in recovery. Right,
that would be great. Yeah, I'd actually prefer that to personal recognition. So.
Well, we could certainly work all those things together.
Okay.
So why don't we set up a time next week to meet, or maybe in a couple weeks to meet with Steve.
Sure.
The three of us go have lunch, and then before you go have your meeting with your financial planner, so we can sort of get a better sort of thought process.
Okay, that sounds great. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay. It's always a pleasure.
Oh, 6 minutes. That goes